Hello, I'm Tim Hellman.
And I'm Jill Burrows.
And this is Movie Talk. Today we're going to review the movie The Danish Girl. Eddie Redmayne is up for his second Oscar in 2 years for his portrayal of a 1920s transgender Danish artist named Lili Elbe, a pioneer of her time. Alicia Vikander is nominated for a Best Supporting Actress Oscar for playing Lili's wife. Gerda Wegener. The film was directed by Tom Hooper, and it was scripted by Lucinda Coxon. The movie was based on the 2000 novel of the same name, which was only loosely inspired by the actual lives of the Danish painters it portrays. The film has been heavily criticized for its historical inaccuracies and its questionable depiction of transgender people. Judging the movie just on its own merits, I thought it was okay. What did you think?
Well, I thought the movie was pretty good as a piece of art, and like the cinematography of it that was pretty awesome. It was really great to have a movie about that.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, though, I thought that it didn't do a very good job with character development. Like a lot of the relationships felt really hollow.
Yeah.
There wasn't much depth to it.
The story was intriguing because it's something that hasn't been done in movies a lot. I don't think he deserves another Oscar nomination. I don't think he should have won for The Theory of Everything either. I think he's great at kind of imitating certain cliched characteristics, but I don't think he's really
I agree.
Giving a great performance. I don't think he's kind of imitating like a Saturday Night Live type spoof almost, but in a serious way, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
A bit of a caricature,
yeah.
a bit of a stereotype.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, that is basically what I thought Eddie Redmayne did with Lili. It was a bunch of worn tropes, I think, about transgender people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that, like, some of it captured some interesting things, but when it comes to, like, the depth and the actual lived experience of what a trans woman's life is like, it did a very bad job of capturing that.
I felt sorry for his wife.
Well, you know, I think that was the problem with the movie. I also
portrayed it that way. Yeah.
And it also portrayed it like it was a doomed cause, and it's almost a cautionary tale. But I think that's like that's the negative aspect of how it portrayed things. Going through a transition with a significant other is really difficult for both people. If you look at Greta's artwork, she actually did a lot of illustrations for erotic magazines.
Oh yeah.
So there's like a lot of like there's some lesbian scenes in her art. But she also did a lot of fashion stuff, like she did covers for Vogue. She's a very strong woman, from what I can tell in real life.
She's dead, isn't she?
So they lived from around 1908 through 1945.
You said she is an amazing woman. I was thinking she was dead now. But
Oh,
she
yes,
was.
she was. I tend to speak in historical present,
okay.
but...
Oh, that's interesting. I don't hear many people do that. Okay. And I thought Alicia Vikander actually gave a better performance, in my opinion.
I actually agree with you. I think that her performance is very deserving of any sort of awards that she may
seemed
get.
more natural to me, like a real person.
Yes.
Than Eddie Redmayne.
I mean, if you think about it, you know, Eddie Redmayne, from all that I know, he is a man. And it's very difficult for a man to actually act like a woman. It's incredibly difficult for a man to act like a woman.
So what rating would you give the movie?
I have a hard time with that just because
split feelings on it?
Like I have very split feelings on it. Like in terms of the movie itself, I'd probably give it, you know, like a B. In terms of the like script and the way that the characters are developed, maybe a D.
Oh yeah. What out of 5 stars then would you get? Just a guess, I mean.
Oh, for overall?
Overall.
Maybe, I don't know, right now I'd just say 2.5.
Okay.
Overall.
I gave it 4 just because it kept me interested the whole time, and I've watched a lot of kind of boring movies lately, so that one wasn't boring to me.
My problem was that going into it, like I knew a little bit about the historical story.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And the history around it. The majority of the movie taking place in supposedly Paris in the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed really boring for Paris in the 1920s.
Oh, really?
I mean, that was the Jazz Age. That was the Lost Generation. You know, you had people like Hemingway, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Picasso,
but the story,
Josephine Baker, all of these people were also artists.
What was going on with the characters was always interesting.
That's true. That's true.
Completely believable, but it was always something interesting.
Right, and I kind of understand like the choice that they had with the movie. Like they could go into all of these other amazingly interesting things, the parties that they went to, the balls, the masquerades.
That would have been really long, though.
All of that, yeah, and it would have been incredibly long. So you have to pick things and focus on that.
Yeah.
And I still don't agree with everything that they chose to portray and the changes that they made to the facts. But I mean, I agree, it was definitely entertaining.
Yeah, they did think he suffered from mental illness. You know, we saw the thing with the doctor.
And that was definitely, I like that part about the movie.
Yeah, that was one of the more interesting parts.
There is quite a bit of stigma around transsexualism, and it, like actually, still up until recently, it was still kind of considered a mental illness.
I think Caitlyn Jenner made it a lot more acceptable, I think.
Well, I'm just talking about from a therapeutic perspective, the actual psychiatry and psychology around it.
But I mean, seeing all the people support her in public kind of hushed a lot of the naysayers, I think, more, you know, it kind of made some ground and acceptability, I think.
Yeah, I think culturally it did change a lot in the noosphere.